Chapter 13. The Vaughans. Andrew had a very difficult time. All Chenkin's friends and relatives were his enemies, and the area nurse tried to persuade his patients to leave him. He had another bitter disappointment. Dr. Llewellyn refused to let him use the hospital. "What do you think happened this morning, Chris?" Andrew said to his wife with disgust. "I wanted to give a man treatment in hospital, my first hospital case, and so I telephoned Llewellyn and asked his permission. Well, Llewellyn drove round in his expensive car to examine the man personally. He was very pleasant. He agreed at once to admit the patient into hospital. But then, before I could thank him, he told me that he would take over the case. He said that he attends to all the hospital patients and that... Oh, what does it matter what he said?" Andrew was beginning to consider himself a failure. But at the end of that week, he received a visitor. Late one evening, the doorbell rang. It was Owen, the secretary to the society. Andrew turned white. Did the committee intend to dismiss him for his failure? Were he and Christine to be thrown out into the street? Then suddenly Owen produced a yellow card. "I'm sorry to call so late, Dr. Manson," he said, "but I want to give you my medical card. I would like you to be my doctor." Andrew could hardly speak. "Thank you, Mr. Owen. I'll be delighted to add your name to my list." Christine, who was standing in the hall, invited Owen into the living room, where they sat and talked. "Don't lose heart," Owen comforted Andrew. "The people here are not easy to understand, but they are really very kind. When they know you better, they will like you and their manner towards you will change." Before Andrew could reply, Owen asked, "Have you heard about Evans?" "No? That oil which you warned the nurse not to use did exactly what you were afraid would happen. He's lost the use of his arm and will never be able to work again." Andrew expressed his sorrow. He felt very sad that a wound which could have got better so easily had ruined Evan's life. After a short silence, Owen told them that he saw his purpose in life to make life happier for the miners of Aberalour. He wanted to improve the medical services, to build better houses, and to make the mines themselves healthier and safer. At this stage, Andrew told Owen that he believed that the dust from a certain kind of coal caused lung disease. "These men work in the coal dust all day," he said. "They breathe it into their lungs. I may be wrong in my opinion, but I don't think so. What excites me is that nobody seems to have thought of this before," he added eagerly. Owen leaned forward. "My goodness, Doctor, this is really important." They had a long discussion. It was late when the secretary left. As the front door closed behind Owen, Andrew thought, "That man is my friend." The news that the secretary had given his card to Andrew spread quickly, and helped to make the new doctor a little more popular. One afternoon in December, Andrew was returning home. He saw, coming towards him, a young man whom he recognised as Richard Vaughan, a director of the Aberalour Mining Company. He tried to avoid him, but to his surprise, Vaughan called out in a friendly voice, "Hello, you're the man who sent Chenkin back to work, aren't you?" Andrew stopped. "I would like to have seen old Chenkin's face," Vaughan laughed. "It didn't amuse me." Taking no notice of this remark, Vaughan said, "You're our nearest neighbours. My wife will pay yours a visit now that you have settled in." "Thanks," Andrew said coldly and walked away. When he reached home, he told Christine about their meeting. "Why was he so friendly? It's a mystery to me," he said. "I've seen him pass Llewellyn in the street without even looking at him. Perhaps he hopes to persuade me to send more men back to work at his mines." "Oh, Andrew, don't be so stupid," said Christine. "That's your great fault. You're so suspicious of people." "I am suspicious of Vaughan. He's proud and he has too much money. He's not sincere. His wife won't come to see us." But Mrs. Vaughan did call on Christine, and Christine enjoyed her visit. 10 days later, Mrs. Vaughan telephoned and invited them both to dinner. Andrew answered the telephone himself. "I'm sorry," he said. "I'm afraid that we can't come. I work at the surgery till 9 o'clock every evening." "But not on Sunday?" Her voice was warm and pleasant. "We shall expect you to dinner next Sunday. Goodbye." Andrew ran back to Christine. "These rich friends of yours have invited us to dinner. We can't go." "Now listen to me, Andrew Manson," Christine said firmly. "You must not be so foolish. We're poor, and everybody knows that we are, but that doesn't matter. The Vaughans are rich, but they're kind and clever people. Why shouldn't we be friendly with them? Don't be ashamed of being poor." They went to the Vaughans on Sunday, and they received a warm welcome. There were 2 other guests, Mr. and Mrs. Challis. Andrew, who had never been in such a grand house before, felt awkward. At dinner, a simple but good meal, he sat next to Mrs. Vaughan, who tried to start a conversation by asking him how he considered that the medical services in Aberalour might be improved. "Well, I don't know," he said, as soup ran from his spoon onto the tablecloth. "I suppose—" He could not discuss even his favourite subject. He looked down at his plate until, to his relief, Mrs. Vaughan turned to talk to Challis, who had an important post at Cardiff University. Christine was quite relaxed. Andrew saw her smiling at Challis, heard her take part in a most informed discussion. It surprised him to hear how well she argued with Challis. Several times she tried to bring Andrew into their discussion. "My husband is very interested in the coal miners, Mr. Challis. He's doing some experiments on the breathing of coal dust." "Oh, yes?" said Challis, looking with interest towards Manson. "Isn't that so, dear?" Christine encouraged him. "Oh, I don't know," Andrew answered. "It's of no importance." He was angry with himself. Perhaps this man Challis might have helped him. For some strange reason, he began to direct his anger towards Christine. As they walked home at the end of the evening, he was silent. Christine remarked happily, "We did have a nice time, didn't we, love?" "Oh, a very nice time," Andrew said bitterly. Next day, his manner was the same. Then, in the evening, Mrs. Vaughan sent Christine some books and flowers, and this kind act led to a quarrel. "Look, love," Christine cried. "Isn't Mrs. Vaughan kind?" Andrew stiffened. "Very kind. Books and flowers from the rich lady. I suppose that you need these things to help you to live with me. I'm too dull for you. I'm not one of those clever people that you met last night. I'm just a doctor." "Andrew, it's true, isn't it? I could see by your behaviour at dinner last night. You're tired of me already." "How can you say such a thing?" Andrew ran from the room, closing the door noisily behind him. For 5 minutes he walked up and down the kitchen. Then suddenly he ran back to Christine and took her into his arms. Chris, my dear," he cried. "I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm just a jealous fool. I love you with all my heart." They held each other tightly.